Hello, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and that helps my channel grow, and I'd appreciate that. Today I'm painting with 50-cent paints again. I got them from Walmart and I have loads left over from my last painting, and I thought I'd try roses today, so I hope you enjoy the video. Here we go. I'm painting on a 9x12 canvas panel, and I'm going to use this blue, which is sort of quite like French ultramarine blue, but it's got a different name, and I'm going to paint that on along with some yellow, and I will make them all a little more opaque by putting some white paint in there. See if that works. I'm going to add some yellow, and this is the closest I could find to primary yellow, but I find it very, very transparent. I forgot to turn the light on, so I'm rather painting in the dark here. I apologize for that. I'm just going to work the white paint over the entire canvas in a crisscross fashion, and that will give some opacity to what is already on the canvas, and will lighten it up and make it kind of misty, which is the sort of background I like to effect. I'm going to use this powder brush and blend the entire canvas so that it has that very sort of fine, misty, no brush stroke sort of look. It's all really well blended. I'm going to use this liner brush, sometimes called a rigger, and the color closest to raw sienna, and I'm going to sketch in my stems. I'm going to paint 3 roses. I like to paint in odd numbers. I think it's more interesting to the eye. And 2 of them will be facing forward, and one will only see the back of the rose. I'm going to use this red as the base for all 3 rose flowers. It's not as dark as alizarin, which is what I usually use when I'm painting pink roses, and it's not quite as bright as cad red light. So I think it will do though. I mix the dark blue and the red to give me a sort of purple color, and just to vary the flowers a little bit. I'm using a flat brush to pull in some petals, and I've just got the white, straight white, and I'll pull that in, and it will sort of mix with what's already on there and give me a sort of pink. So I pull in the furthest petals from us first, and then add the others in a swiping stroke. The ones that are closest to us we only see the tops of, so I'm adding those in with a swiping sideways stroke. I'm using a round brush and the green, and I'm going to put the sepals on the rose flower that is facing away from us. We'll see those 5 sepals, are usually 5, and I'm also strengthening the stems on each of the flowers. I'm also putting in the first blobs to indicate where the leaves will be. I usually use a flat brush to pull in the blade of the leaf, but it's okay just to use a round to put in the just to indicate where the leaves are going to be. These paints are very soft and they do run a little bit if you put too much paint on. I think it's best to paint in thin layers, but I'm not patient enough for that, and I end up putting on too much paint. So I'm using a dry brush, picking up the paint and redistributing it. I think that's the best way to describe it. The nice thing about painting with acrylic paint is if you don't get it right the first time, you can just go over it. I think I have to let this dry a little bit and then try some of these petals again. I'm going to use my liner brush and some of that mixture of blue and red to define my stems a little better. If you've got a heavy flower, you need a strong stem or a darker stem to balance it all out. The fact that these paints are so soft makes it quite difficult to paint things like roses. I suppose you could add a gel medium or a paste medium, but they are white and they do tend to dilute the color, and there isn't a huge amount of pigment in these paints to start off with. Really, it's best if you buy the right color pre-mixed in this type of paint. And so I'm constantly taking a dry brush and lifting those drops. These are very old-fashioned, full-blown roses, and you see the center stamens. I'm using the dark brown and some of the red to put those in, and I'll put a highlight on top of them. I'll mix some of the yellow and the red to give myself an orange for the highlight. I'm going to use this orange to highlight my stems. Usually I use alizarin crimson on my stems with an orange highlight or a yellow highlight, depending on how I feel that day. But I don't have the alizarin, so I've mixed an orange to give me a highlight, and I'll use the dark blue mauvey color for a shadow. I'll add in a few thorns for interest. I add in the little bare branches, little twiggy bits, just to add more interest, something else to look at in the painting. Using a flat brush, I'm adding the shadow side to the leaves, and I do this by drawing the leaf from the outside in toward the center vein. I've decided the petals need a little more work, and I'm putting on straight white to sort of bring them up a little bit. They're rather dull at the moment. I haven't really decided where the light is coming from in this painting. It's all a little indefinite, but I think it's turning out quite well. I'm quite pleased with it as I'm going along. As the paint dries, the colour tones down a little bit, so you have to account for that and expect to go in a few times and just lighten it or darken it here and there, whatever the case may be. I'm very pleased with the way this painting turned out. I did have to work a little harder to stop the paint from running because it is a very, very soft-bodied paint, and I didn't mix my colours as thoroughly as I usually do with artist paint, but even so, I'm pleased with the result. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. Hit the subscribe button to see more of my videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.